So Sub2 versus seller finance versus Novation. Sub2 is you buy a property subject to somebody else's loan, which means that loan can cause a foreclosure. You're responsible for making payments. The borrower is accountable. So a foreclosure would go on their credit record. In Sub2, I take over your payments. Your loan stays, but the property goes in my name. Seller finance, Sub2 is a form of seller finance, but when we say seller finance, we typically mean a property that doesn't have an existing loan and the person loans me the balance. I give them a down payment, $50,000, and they loan me a balance of $250 for 15 or 20 or 30 years at 5 or 10% or 1%, whatever. So we create a mortgage or a deed of trust, a loan debt between me, the buyer, borrower, and them, the seller. That's seller financing. And then finally, novations, there's two different types. To novate is to swap out or replace. So there's novations that we call the rehab and sell. Property stays in your name. I bring the rehab funds. I do the rehab. I pick the buyer, and you sign closing documents, and you only get what we contracted. I keep the rest. That's the rehab and sell. The other one is when you don't do any renovations. You take care of marketing. I'll go get your house sold. I'll take care of showing. Maybe I'll clean up the curb, trash it out, things like that. And I'll facilitate showings. I will select who the buyer is based on offers. I'll make sure you get at least this many dollars, and I keep anything above that. Done.